Here are the 5 most popular plastic surgery procedures. Number 1, liposuction. You guessed it, you got a stubborn area of fat, or you're trying to lose some weight, you got excess volume in the abdomen or flanks. Liposuction is a way to safely remove that fat to a certain point. Okay, it's not a real great weight loss procedure, but it's great for stubborn areas. We use a cannula after we tumesce the area with a special solution that allows it to be safe. And we go in, we suck out the fat very carefully and very evenly. It allows us to sculpt the area to make it look very, etched, and sometimes, especially for men, or more silhouetted for women. Okay, so liposuction recovery typically takes around 7 to 10 days, depending on how much liposuction you need to do. And the beauty of it is, it's very hard to tell that you had anything done if you go to a really good plastic surgeon, because we can hide those incisions in very discreet areas and use special techniques to make sure it heals like nothing happened. Number 2 involves one of these things. This is a silicone implant, and you probably guessed it, breast augmentation is number 2 compared to liposuction in terms of the most common procedure done. And for good reason, you guys. This is an amazing operation. It's actually my favorite operation to really enhance a woman or a trans patient's chest, okay? And what we do is we go partially underneath the muscle, at least I do, to make it look very natural. My goal is to make it look like you could have been born that way. And there's a lot of surgeons that also agree to do it that way as well. There are some surgeons that try to go to more for a fake look. I recommend against that, because sometimes if you go really big, it can kind of drop and look out of place and not match your body. What you want is a natural looking result that you can kind of be versatile with, right? You can still do activity things, or you could dress it up a little bit, you could dress it down. Options for incisions, all types of other types of profiles of implants, silicone versus saline. There's a lot that can get into it. I have a longer YouTube video about that if you want to check out more information about breast augmentation, but it is number 1 satisfaction in terms of patient happiness. Number 3, rhinoplasty, all right? There is no other surgery that makes such an incredible, profound difference in millimeters of difference, okay? It completely can change the way that people look, and oftentimes they decide to undergo this procedure at a certain critical changing point in their life. So like, say you finish high school and you go on to college, a lot of people will get a rhinoplasty done at that point, so not too many people notice the actual change. Whereas you can get liposuction and breast augmentation and not too many people will actually notice. When you change your nose, it will change the way that your face looks. And this is typically for the better. Sometimes we combine that with a chin implant at the same time, because a lot of times people with bigger noses, they have small retrognathed chins, so we can combine that operation. But the most important thing is to make sure you go to someone who knows how to do this procedure, because rhinoplasty unsatisfaction rate is around 15%, okay? So you really need to go to a really good plastic surgeon, because remember, a millimeter makes a difference with rhinoplasty. Number 4, tummy tuck, also known as abdominoplasty, all right? This is a game changer for people that have had weight loss or have had children. There's no amount of diet and exercise to get rid of that extra skin that happens after that loss of fat. Okay, so liposuction, we can remove the fat. It's pretty invisible to see those incisions and scars, but it doesn't do anything for the skin. That's why we need to excise the skin for a tummy tuck procedure. And the important steps, key things to look for a tummy tuck and plastic surgeon that's doing your surgery is, how does the belly button look, and can I keep that scar low enough? If you do it right, you can keep the incisions low enough in the bikini line, and you can make that belly button look very natural. I, in particular, spend about an hour on the belly button to make sure it looks very natural, and then we often combine it with liposuction for a double whammy. And number 5 is a face and neck lift, all right? This is a total facial rejuvenation for people that typically approach the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th decade in their life, and they have a lot of laxity of the underlying muscle, right, in their face. Okay, it's called the submuscular aponeurotic system. So you get these little jowls that form here, you get a loose neck, okay? So we could definitely split those up. You could just do a facelift or a neck lift, but a lot of times we combine both of them to really tighten the jawline, reestablish the facial position of all the soft tissues, and to revolumize the face and the skin if needed with a CO2 laser procedure at the end. Recovery is typically about 2 weeks. This is a major deal because people will notice your face, right? So they're gonna notice something happen, and typically it takes about 2 weeks for the bruising to go away, but then even after that, they'll be like, you look so refreshed. What happened? Well, you got a face and neck lift, but you earned it. So those are the 5 most popular plastic surgery procedures. If you want more information, check out my website, drdanielbarrett.com. Also check out my YouTube page. I've got really in-depth videos. And if you're into podcasts, check out the Natural Plastic Surgeon podcast, where I go into in-depth procedure information and what you should know, what you should not know, what we should not do in those videos and audio files. Check it out.